Hello, and welcome to episode 26, an episode like no other. And welcome to Wurm Online. I want to start by saying this episode is dedicated to Mark. Thank you, Mark, for asking to see Lady Raynstorm and myself's deed out in the wilderness of Wurm Online. So, as a little treat to all of you, after a little thought, after thinking about it for a little while, I thought it would be a nice little surprise for you all. I have mentioned Wurm Online quite a lot, so I actually realised it would be nice to show you a little of our history and where our latest deed is. We have moved many times, as I've mentioned, but here is our latest place where we had settled. We hadn't been here for too long, and we hadn't done a great deal, but we did do a few things, put a few things in place. I mean, you've heard me mention about how I enjoy mining. It's no coincidence that our little deed is right next to one of the biggest mountain ranges, and well, my mine even goes under that desert. Forget about all of the... I'm going to get to that anyway. I'm going to give you a little tour around our deed, and I hope you enjoy this. For those of you that like information, worry not, there'll be a little something coming up where maybe I'm not giving you information, but I'm going to give you another little surprise. So let's have a look then. So here we are. Now notice all the enchanted grass that I've been mentioning to you previously. Look at that, how wonderful is enchanted grass. I mean, I haven't touched it for I don't know when the last time I did any of the grass. But I'll be able to show you that in the future, and I'll show you from here how to do enchanting and meditating and how to get into it all. So yeah, we'll have I'll make a lot of episodes using this character, I've decided, with the content that I know is exactly the same in Wurm Unlimited. But I may show a little about becoming a follower to being a priest, because if I can't get access to that information in Wurm Unlimited, then I will show you it in Wurm Online. Okay, before I continue though, I want to say also a thank you to Wallace for telling me about a mistake I made in the last episode. I mentioned about keys for locks, and apparently there was an update to the permissions which have made keys redundant. So I can't really comment much more on that. Thank you, Wallace, for pointing that out. I will need to clarify that to you all in the future, but I need to first read the update. Raynstorm mentioned why I had missed that update and wasn't aware of it. So if you want to read her comment, it was quite witty. So thank you, Wallace, for that. Do appreciate when any of you help me by pointing out a mistake that I make, because there's plenty of them, so it's good if I can correct them. Okay, let's carry on and take a walk around. So you can see this huge mountain range is behind us. You can see a little... I did a weird thing with this deed, because normally my normal style is there will be this tall stone wall all around the deed, completely surrounding the perimeter, as I've mentioned. I may in future episodes go and visit some of our older deeds, because even though it's been years since I've been there, I'm sure some of the walls will still be there. That's how good the tall stone walls are. But you can see I've split it between a low stone wall and a tall stone wall. The reason for that being that then we wouldn't have to repair this side very much, and having a low one this side, we can see off into the distance in the desert. It is a huge desert. that we have around us on one side. So we have a mountain range on one side, a desert on another, and we've got a wonderful big lake, which I'll get to in a sec and show you some of our boats. And I've noticed this deed is surrounded by wildlife, which is fantastic for what I'm going to be getting to in a bit. Okay, so here we are. Here's our animal pen, all enchanted. Over there, you can see we've squared off our deed. We're growing trees, lots of trees. That was for like when I was getting into boat building and creating some wagons and such like. So it depends on really what you're doing. What I was planning on doing next was creating a vineyard over there in the desert. But that's all good because I'm going to do that in Wurm Unlimited. Okay, let's go take and show you quickly some of our boats, because I have mentioned boats several times but not actually shown you any. Oh, there's the beautiful wagons. We're going to get to them in Wurm Unlimited. I really do like the wagons. They are the best. But we'll get to them. Okay, I apologise for walking slowly. It's because I'm not premium. I've not renewed my subscription yet. I will at some point, but not at the moment. I'll save that for when I need to start doing some crafting and such like, or maybe fighting. For now though, I shall just keep it a free account. So hence why I'm walking slowly. Here's a cottage that a certain person nagged me to build for them. I mean, it was fair comment on their part. They did deserve a building. See, my normal way is I'll run into my man cave, as they call it, and be lost for several months, having fun with my mine. Okay, now I hope I don't get jumped by a bear or something, because that will make for an awful start to this episode. Okay, so you'll see different names to these boats. Me and Raynstorm have many alts that we like using for different tasks. So over there you can see my little boat. It's a little rowboat, nothing special, but that's what I like. That's me all over, summed up 100%. Very simple person. I like the simple things in life because generally they are the nicest. But of course I did start to make a progression through building boats. So boats start with the rowboat. Now I know I mentioned rafts. Rafts are not classified as boats because you cannot ride in them. They are just for dragging and putting in your cart. I've shown you the good use for them. So boats really start with the smallest one being the rowboat. It then moves up to the sailboat, and Quiver of course is an alt of Raynstorms. So I built her a sailboat, and over here we're starting to get onto the bigger boats, the nicer boats. This is another one of Raynstorm's alts. This is caught off guard. I can't actually remember what this is called. That's the sort of things that happens when you do videos like this though. Okay, I don't know if no. Alright, well I'll leave that. Anyway, you can see boats progress. That is by no means the biggest boat. I think there's a few more after that. Canar and Corbiter. Oh, maybe that is a Corbiter. Canar and some really, really huge boats. But they get good. So as you can see though, look, we got a lovely lake over there. We got a forest over there. And we got a little tiny bit of desert here, but it goes to tundra over here. Now I'm going to be careful because I do not want to get jumped, because my skills have all been capped at 20. So it will end horribly this episode if I get jumped. But you can see we have a tundra. Yeah, it's a beautiful tundra. So you can see we've got some nice diverse biomes around us. It really is a nice spot we found, and it is deep in the wilderness. Let's now take you then to the mine. Now this is going to be scary because this mine has been left for about the last 12 months. So it's probably populated by some really nasty monsters. But as you can see, I have the usual style of what I told you. There's our mine entrance, there's our guard tower. I didn't actually build that guard tower. Some really lovely friends of ours come over one day and helped Raynstorm build it, because I was too distracted by something else and I just was too lazy to get around to building the guard tower. Although I did want to, I'd have probably put it right here outside the mine. But that was really sweet of these friends and Raynstorm to do that. So we've got a guard tower here. Okay, let's get into this mine and have a look. And now I may well have to run out if I get attacked. I can't go that way because Raynstorm's built a hedge. She likes building hedges. This was our crop enclosure, by the way, this side. Of course, though, it's all trees have grown and grass because it's not been touched for a long time. That's our animal enclosure. I didn't actually get around to doing a meat eater enclosure. Oh well. These are wonderful. We're going to get onto these. These are fantastic. We are so going to go there. And look at all the lighting, isn't it beautiful? Now bear in mind we haven't touched dyes. We didn't play with dyes. But it would have looked really beautiful, especially by the water there, if we'd put the right lights down. Okay, let's go quickly into the mine and have a look. Now, don't worry, it's not going to be all dark. What I shall do at this point is let's shed a little light on the subject. If I can find or remember where I put my steel and flint. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let there be light. Now, let's take you for a little... I won't make it too long. But I can hear something in here, so I'm going to be careful. I can hear a creature in here, and it's probably not a nice one. But we'll have a quick look, because it'll make for a little entertainment, won't it? Watching me getting chased out my own mine. Now, I've went in all directions, and possibly the further off parts, you can see I've reinforced here. I told you about the entrance to reinforce it to stop it collapsing, so that's all done. But as I've gone deeper and deeper, just like Moria, as I've gone deeper and deeper, I didn't get around to reinforcing it. So some parts of it no doubt have collapsed. But I like making my mines like mazes. So it goes off in all different directions, and these walls have all collapsed. That's why you can't see it going any further. Let's just put a little tar in here and light it up. Cool, yeah, a lot of it has collapsed. But I don't mind the walls when they collapse actually, because there's a chance that an ore vein will spawn. And the more ore veins you have, the better, of course. That's a nice little trick as well. Notice there's an iron vein there, and so what I did is I built 4 forges around it so I can mine up loads of iron and then smelt it all down. But I'll get to all of that. Now as you can see, it's going off in all directions, and it goes for a long way under the mountain in that direction. I'm not going to go that way. Let's go and have a look back over this way. I shan't keep you much longer, but I just wanted to show you a little of what I get up to. In this mine, at the last count, there was over 46 iron veins and multiple multiples of every single ore type, including marble and slate, in this mine. That's how big it was before some of it started collapsing. We've not seen any creatures yet, so that's good. Oh, wrong way. Is there anything left in this? No? Okay, now, this direction I really went into one, I can tell you. I mean, I really started to get into mining. I went for a long way, and like I mentioned, I went under the desert, and I really did have some fun down there. I won't waste any more time lighting more lamps, although it is useful for finding my way back. But let's see how far we can show you a little bit in this direction to give you an idea of the scale of my mine. And of course you can do the same. Now the trouble, of course, when you're on a public server like Wurm Online is people can tunnel into your mine, or by accident you can tunnel into theirs. And then of course your mine will be looted. So that's a risk with Wurm Online and public servers. But of course in our Wurm Unlimited we have no worries about that, so we can make massive mines with no fear that someone's going to come in and take everything. Because of course when you get to really big mines you can't deed it all. I'm really amazed that there is no creatures in here. I mean, normally a mine after you've left it for a month or two is going to get filled with all sorts of nasties. I hope it's not too dark as well for you. I apologise if it is, but I'll get out of the mine in a minute. I was just having a quick look. Yeah, loads of it is caved in. You could say this mountain, I pretty much mined it out. Well, I didn't mine it out completely, I've done straight lines through it, like I mentioned to you. Notice how it's all just one tile wide, just like I said. Perhaps that's why there is no creatures in here. Oh, it's collapsed there, so I'm not going to waste time mining it out. But yeah, so nice big huge mine. Notice not a single creature in here. That is partly due to the fact that I haven't given them much space to spawn in. But normally there is a couple of creatures that would spawn in a mine, most definitely. But this just exemplifies why you do single tile wide mines, because then you're free to get on with mining rather than having to fight all the creatures that are going to be spawning. But yeah, I intend to do a much bigger mine in Wurm Unlimited, and I intend to hunt down all the different ores, and hopefully it's something that I can include in one of the episodes, the process involved of tracking down all them ores. So right, okay, anyway, I'm going to get out of this mine, and then I'm going to get to the real point of this episode, my hidden agenda. Because whilst it was fantastic to show you all our deed, there is a much bigger reason why I wanted to do this. And I will explain once I can get out of this mine. Doesn't help that I'm walking so slow. But at least you can see now why I haven't done much outside, because I've been busy in the mine. It's nice to find all of the ores and be able to create whatever you want. I'm sure you can appreciate that, and that's just where I get a lot of enjoyment. I like experimenting, I like tunnelling up, tunnelling down, doing all sorts of little things. I just didn't like experimenting, so hence the mine. Oh, just had a thought. Are you curious as to what skills someone would have that's been playing this for 7 years? Let's bring up the skills window. No, I shall leave that for now. It's good if you're curious. It means you haven't fallen asleep. And also it means that you're engaged. So I'm going to keep you curious, and I'll explain why when I get outside. Okay, so that's our deed in Wurm Online. Yeah, it's probably not anything great. It's just, you know, the people make spectacular structures. They really do. Me and Raynstorm, I'm a practical person, as I've mentioned in the past, and we hadn't really spent a great deal of time working on this area outside. You know, we one building, small little modest building, small little modest deed. Okay, so let's get though to something a bit more interesting, shall we? I want to now set a challenge to every single last one of you. Okay? I want us all to have a bit of fun. Now what I'm saying is, I want you to, whatever you're doing in Wurm Unlimited, just drop it for a little bit. Just stop it for a little bit. I want to thank Stefan. Stefan asked such a fantastic question. He asked, what happens when you log off of Wurm Unlimited and you shut your server down? Do you have to worry about your crops, your trees, your animals dying? Well, the answer to that is, when you shut your server down, time is frozen. Your crops don't grow, your animals don't get hungry, everything is frozen where you leave it. When you restart up your server, then everything starts to grow and get hungry and evolve again. So, my point in mentioning that is, if I ask you to take a break from Wurm Unlimited, you haven't got to worry about your crops getting destroyed, or you getting really hungry, or your animals dying. To stop the server, stop it from running, and everything will be just as it is when you restart it up again. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So I want to, okay, in the days of old, when knights were cads and rogues and mistreated people completely, oh, maybe that's not the right thing to say about knights, but anyway, in days of old, when a knight would take off his gauntlet and slap you across each cheek and then throw it at your feet, I set the same to you, to all of you, every single last one of you, regardless your age, regardless your race, regardless your sex, regardless your religious belief. I want to set you all a nice challenge. I want to set you a gauntlet run, a run of fun, because what this challenge is, okay, I want you to come and find us. I want you to come and find our deed. Now, I've only shown you what the local area looks like, which isn't a great deal. And there's a good reason for that, a very good reason. Some people like Chris are hard working in his gold mine, and he works 7 days on and then gets 7 days off. So in order to be fair to everyone in this challenge, I'm going to set it over a 4-week period, and I will start it from tomorrow, Saturday. In the video I create tomorrow, I will give you the name of the server that me and Raynstorm are on with our deed. So that will be the first clue. And then each consecutive Saturday I will give you another clue to where we are. And the logic is, by the 4th Saturday, most of you will hopefully have found this deed, those of you that want to engage in this. And I hope you really, all of you really do. Now, this challenge has but one rule, and it is a rule that I believe will make things more interesting and more fun. The rule is, to enter this challenge, you must start a new free character on Wurm Online. When you go to Wurm Online's website, that's where you have to go if you want to do this, if you want to have a bit of fun. When you go to Wurm Online's website, there is a thing on their page that says try Wurm Online for free. You click on that, and you give them, I think you need to give them an email address to validate you, and I want you to create a character, an account that you can create a character for, specifically just for coming here to find this deed. That's your quest, to come and find us. Now, there are some incentives for you to find us, okay? I'm not just saying come and find us, ha ha ha. I'm actually, number one, of course. Now, a lot of you have mentioned you would like to play with us on a server, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to finish that series in Wurm Unlimited before we open the server up to you all. But I thought that there is some things that we can do in the meantime to have some fun and make it interesting and give you the opportunity to meet us. So if you'd like to meet Lady Raynstorm and myself, then that's one of the incentives for you. You've said that you'd like to meet us. I believe your sincerity, but I don't want to make it easy for you. I want you to have a bit of fun with us. I'm messing with you all, because life is too short not to enjoy it and have a lot of fun in the process. If you could see, I've got a very mischievous smile actually, because I've said to you that you must create new characters, so you're going to be very weak, and I'm going to be a little mischievous. I'm going to lead all sorts of my friends from the wilderness here and surround my deed with some of the nastiest creatures that you can find. I'm talking hellhounds, I'm talking crocs, and I'm talking trolls. I'm going to make your path perilous. I'm going to make it indeed a good challenge for you to find us. It's not meant to be an easy challenge. That's why you have 4 weeks to do this. Now, to explain a little further, if you, in this 4 weeks, so the deadline is 4 weeks from this Saturday. This Saturday being, excuse me, this Saturday will be the 14th of November. So, let me just have a look and see what the 4th Saturday will be. The 4th Saturday from tomorrow will be Saturday the 5th of December. Okay, that is the Saturday that we will all meet here, where you will meet me and Raynstorm. Now I'm going to, what did I want to say? I've lost my train of thought trying to work out Saturday. Yes, so, as you all find our deed, what I want you to do with that new character is to simply log out. So when you reach here, if you reach here, if you find us, if you make it, I want you simply to log out. And in one of the videos, send a comment letting us know that you found the deed. Okay? And then on Saturday the 5th of December, we can then all log in and see who has found this deed. Now, I have no intention of ever showing my picture in my channel. I am quite content and happy being anonymous. I am happy hiding like a coward behind the mic and being anonymous. The reason for it originally was because I did not want to detract from the information that I wanted to share with you and help. But, and there's always a but, isn't there, in life? But, Okay, I'm nearly finished. There's the timer. I'm nearly finished. Sorry for if I've dragged on. But there is an exception I will make and come out from hiding. If on that Saturday, and I'm going to set a silly amount to this, I'm going to set a silly target to this on purpose because I do not wish to show what I look like. It's not that, I mean, you're all beautiful, lovely people, okay, but this is not about me. This is about Wurm at the moment. Maybe it might get on to other stuff and maybe that can happen. But yeah, getting back to my point quickly because I need to wrap up. If 1,000 people log in on that fateful day, which will be Saturday the 5th of December, if 1,000 people make it to this deed and log in, I will put my picture in my channel so you can see what I look like. You must be curious to what someone with such a monotone voice looks like. You must be curious that this person who has told you that they blew themselves up several weeks ago, is that the reason why they didn't put their picture in their channel? Because they're horribly deformed? No, not at all. But I certainly hope you are curious. So there you are. If you wish it to happen, if you do wish to see what this idiot looks like, then invite some of your friends, invite some of your family, invite some of your work colleagues to join in on this little bit of fun. Remember, this isn't going to cost anyone a penny. The rule to this challenge is you create a free account, so it's not going to cost anyone a penny. But I just want to encourage us all to, one, engage with each other, and two, more importantly, to have some fun. And trust me, you're going to have fun trying to find us. You have incentives. It would be lovely to meet you all. I really would like to. But I want us to try and make Wurm healthy and breathing. And by that I mean I want you to make aware some people, friends of yours, relatives, whatever, your kin, make them aware of this beautiful game and share the fun with them as well. Let them join in on this challenge. Let them join you. Let your children come along with you. It's only a game. It doesn't matter if you get sent back to the respawn point millions of times. You know, it's the challenge. But let's see how many people I can get interested in this challenge. And please, dear viewer, remember, I have slapped the gauntlet around your face, in a nice way, not a nasty way, and thrown it at your feet. Now it's your job, your turn, to show me, are you up to the challenge? Wherever you are in the world, thank you ever so much for sharing your time with me. God bless you and keep you safe. And goodbye.